Hello everyone, welcome back to Oblivion. Now before I begin, you'll notice this isn't quite where we started. I did an oops off screen. I know, and I apologize. I wanted to get everything on screen. However, there was basically a bit of a glitch with the saving, so it's kind of overwrote, and I apologize for this. But all that happened is that I went in here and I got this. Really. Just a Battlehorn Castle man-at-arms walked up and said, "Here, this is for you," and handed me this letter. The note from Oblivion. I'm probably saying their name wrong. I hope you are pleased with your recent purchase. I recently learned of an item you might be interested in. An ancient Dwemer forge, still in working condition. It is guaranteed to facilitate all armor and weapon repairs. I know that a person of your means and discrimination would never balk at the price of 3,000 gold. Which barely covers my own expenses, much less the cost of shipping it to Battlehorn Castle. I look forward to doing business with you again soon. I remain, Oblivion, the Merchant's Market District, Imperial City. We have 7,172 gold pieces. Shall we go reduce that count by 3,000 gold pieces or so? Because that should unlock something that I was exploring for off screen and could not find. I was somewhat confused for until I remembered that I had in fact been given a letter. I figured it was some sort of generic crap, not, something that actually would trigger an object. Now this item isn't actually very useful to me, but there's no real equipment that's going to be useful to me except for a better amulet right now. Like an actual combat-focused amulet. This is simply because, well, the Crusader's kit is ridiculously good.
Whatever you need.
Alright.
Have a look at my wares. I'm
you
sure
have a War Axe of Rending, I sold you that. Base Ring of the North, I'm pretty sure I sold you that. Battlehorn Dwemer Forge, that's not 3,000 gold pieces, that's 2,285 gold pieces. Bad Nilfos. Or maybe that was a 2 and I misread it? Okay, hang on. 152%, 2285. 2285 divided by 1.52. That should be about 1,500 gold pieces. What? Well, that completes that quest. I'm still going to go to him fairly regularly because he has 2,000 gold pieces. It's really hard to argue with, 2,000 gold pieces. But let's spend this episode exploring Battlehorn Castle a bit, shall we? Because there's stuff to read. Not really stuff to read, so much as stuff to give a look over to. First up. He wasn't joking. Dwemer Fireheart added. Your armor skill has temporarily been increased by 15. This does something very nice to us, because our armor is now 82. Expert. Watch this. Yeah. What Expert Armor lets you do is repair weapons past 100% in order to improve their performance. It also applies to armor, obviously. I don't think I need to explain the value here, ladies and gentlemen.
I hope I can... The Heartlands and Nibenian Valley are the agricultural breadbaskets of Cyrodiil.
I have something for an interesting rumor, but okay.
You too.
Now, something to note, if you actually have natural expert armor and you have at least one piece of the Crusader's equipment, you can in fact grind your armor to master. The way you do this is that you get your piece of equipment, set it to 125 via smacking stuff. Then you proceed.
How are you?
To put it on the stand. This will set to 100. Is it over here? Must have been on the other side. Or in a different room? Maybe I'm just stupid.
Greetings, Redguard.
Whatever.
Good to see you.
So, then you take your hammer and then you repair your Crusader's equipment back up to 125. And you put it on the stand again and then blah 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 blah. Rinse and repeat. It's pretty simple, but it's a pretty easy way to get your armor straight to master and never have to worry about breaking a repair hammer ever again.
Bye. What's going on with you?
We want to start in here, and thank you for the spoiler. There's nothing too interesting in this area. I'll take the venison to restore health, and, you know, let's take all the food. You have a maid. Unfortunately, she does not wear a French maid outfit.
Well, what is it?
More's the pity, hey? There's also a steel dagger here, but I doubt if you can build up Battlehorn Castle significantly, a steel dagger is going to be useful to you unless you've been doing some really funny shit. You can't do anything with the things on the walls, by the way. Don't bother. There's some honestly pretty interesting books, not for the purpose of... both for the purpose of reading, but there's a heavy armor skill book there. I think there's something else here. Was it just a heavy armor skill book, or is there more? No, those are just the guides. I think it was just a heavy armor skill book, yeah. Still, a skill book is always useful. Oh, no, there's the Argonia account book too. Ah! And there's this. I hope I have done well. I don't know. Perhaps we should tell the others, but what hope would they have then? I'll have to tell Kelvin one day, when it's time for him to assume the lordship of the castle. He at least may forgive me, as I am his father. I must collect my thoughts. Lord Kane returned last night, while the others were gone to the city. Thank Onsi it was only myself and Garridan. Faithful friend. I have sworn him to secrecy. He was only too happy to let me take responsibility for what we did. Later, I am more resolved than ever that the others must never find out. They must never know what Lord Kane has become, our liege lord. We sacrificed everything for him. I'll set it all down here clearly, so the others may judge whether I have done right or wrong. When Garridan woke me to tell me that Lord Kane had arrived, I was overjoyed at first. Garridan's grim face soon warned me that all was not well. He would not tell me what was wrong, only that Lord Kane was accompanied by a real Gerard, a name to freeze the blood, a Breton battle mage of sinister reputation in Lane Lynn. Lord Kane was waiting in the great hall with a real Gerard. He was heavily cloaked, unsurprisingly, as it was a foul night. But I wondered why he had not removed it upon entering the castle. I greeted Lord Kane warmly, ignoring his companion for the moment, but when he spoke, it was only haltingly, with a grating edge that I had never heard before. "Where are the others?" was all he said. A real Gerard quickly intervened, explaining that Lord Kane was unwell and needed a place to rest. By the time Kane was dead, I was fully alarmed. He moved like an old man, and barely spoke in my presence. He left a foul odor in his wake, and remained cloaked until I left him in my chambers. I then demanded that the real explain herself, which he was only too willing to do. Her story was appalling. Apparently Kane had perished in battle shortly after we left, but by her art she had returned to life, now planned to gather an army of knights to resume the war against Baron Shrike. Her eyes glittered with pride as she told me all this. She is so far gone in madness and evil that she actually believed that I would go along with her plan to install a necromantic puppet on the throne of Lane Lynn. For all Baron Shrike's cruelties, he at least is mortal, and will one day pass on the rule to an heir. Somehow I was able to hide my shock from Real Gerard, and pretended to agree to our plan. The other knights will need to have Lord Kane's condition explained to them before they see him, I told her. Otherwise, the surprise of seeing him may lead to some regrettable actions. Thinking quickly, I suggested that she tend to Lord Kane in the grotto until I had prepared the others. She agreed without suspicion. I wonder if her mind had become disordered by her evil practices. My performance cannot have been all that convincing. Someone doesn't have any self-confidence, I can respect that. Once they were inside, I shut them in with Garridan's help. May Tuaka have mercy on Lord Kane's soul. As for Aurel Gerard, I wish nothing but endless night on her foul spirit. I've had workmen cover up the doorway. Only a few of the others were ever aware of that passage behind the training room. Luckily, Kelvin was not among them. I'll have to come up with some story to satisfy those who ask about the grotto, or tell them the truth and face the consequences. So that's what happened in the end. Kinda sad, isn't it? All that waiting, all that time, and he was just stuck in their grotto. Not without reason, of course, but... They also tell you where to find him. Training room.
Look at the muscles on you.
Heh, thanks. Was there another skill book in here? The Wolf Queen V8 I know is one, though I can't remember what of. Provinces of Tamriel doesn't really do anything, though it is this 25 value book. Now, is it here yet? Or do I need to perfect destroy Lord Kane forever? Ah, Warrior! This is part of Warrior, Beggar, Thief, and I think Prince? 2920 Morning Star is also another skill book. Blade, specifically, as you saw. No, it's here. Lord Kelvin's chest. Ladies and gentlemen, Lord Kelvin's Bulwark. Steel shield at base. With some okay enchantments. I don't think it's really worth the investment, but it's a neat, unique item at the least. We, however, have leveled up. Let us rest for an hour. Strength, luck, agility. We're level 21. I'll put 2 goals in for this episode. 1. We, ladies and gentlemen, are going back to the chapel for the final time for upgrades. My armor, my helmet, my sword, and my shield. They are gathered for me in the path they shall yield. Yes, hello to you too. Apologies, someone is attempting to attack my mouse. I suppose it makes sense given that he's a cat, but I don't think this is the type of mice cats are meant to hunt. Also, that is a real... Also, jumping off the water is possibly one of the greatest bits of fun I've ever had in the game, and I will strongly recommend anyone who has the ability to do it in this game to try it. Heck, I think I'd recommend anyone to buy this game. It may not be the strongest in the series, but it's sort of the ugly middle child. Doesn't have the age of Morrowind and the sheer insanity and love that was put into things like the 36 Sermons, but it also lacks things like Oblivion's dumbassery in some ways. Let's swap the mace, because I don't want that mace. I can barely walk! The Sword of the Crusader's true power. 25 attack, on par with Daedric. This is basically Daedric armor, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, it was very well worth the cost. Thank you, Nilfoss We are 11 points, however, from max rank Blade. We're nearly to acrobatics, so...
One can never...
You have conversation topics. That's not the topic for this episode, though. I wasn't expecting that, but it's not the topic of the episode. Now, we're going to go on a purge. Nowadays, in real life, we'd call it peacekeeping. But this is fiction, so we can just call it what it is. A purge. I would say a crusade, but a crusade really requires multiple people, you know? However, Lord Kelvin and his master are very tough cookies, if I'm remembering correctly. So I'm going in with overcharged armor, because this means even if it gets smashed down a bit, I'll still have 85 points of armor. You may notice that even though I made the armor rank go up, I don't actually have more armor. This is, as I said, because armor caps out at 85. Even if I strip off the Ring of Aegis, I still have 85 armor, but I'm keeping it just in case my armor wears down some, as a threshold, as it were, you know? Something to note, I believe the Crusader's armor is actually a bit flat-out better than... Wait, wasn't the training room outside? Yeah, I believe the Crusader's armor is flat-out better than Daedric in the way that it is more durable. Like it's much harder to break the Crusader's armor than it is to break Daedric armor. If that makes any sense. Also, this is what an ebony...
Of the regatta.
Ha! He knows I'm a Redguard. Nice. Thank you, fellow Redguard. That's what an ebony longsword looks like. Next
What
episode,
did
I'm going to
I do
try
to
and
deserve
remember to look up the item codes for...
Dishonor.
Ebony armor, a full set, just so I can show it off. I won't use it and I won't sell it, obviously, but I want to show it off because ebony armor looks awesome. Like, it is probably my favorite looking armor set in the game.
Yes?
The only regret I have is that the Crusader's armor is just better. Like, you can't enchant something as powerful as the Crusader's armor with any hope. Now, this room is where you can get an Apprentice Alembic, Mortar and Pestle, and Retort, none of which I need, mind. Also free Repair Hammer. This is where you go get taxidermy things. Basically, if you killed some monsters, or various other critters, you can mount them on your walls. There's no benefit to it as far as I know. I could be wrong. I've never been much into taxidermy in this game. I don't think there's any benefit in real life, but... Also, don't bother with the note. It's literally pointless. There's nothing of interest in it. No. And now this isn't the training room, which is what we are looking for, because I don't actually remember... Wait. Yeah, you're gonna check all the columns. That's usually where they put the hidden things in Battlehorn. A doe, a deer, a feet. Hello, Restore Health and Feather. Hello, Corn. Hello, Mutton. I think I hit the sweet spot. Oh, potatoes! Those give you shield! Strange sentences! Loaves of bread and carrots. Cheese, potato, and rice, which actually sounds like a not bad mixture, honestly. If a very starchy one. Ooh, a lockpick. Thanks. Not sure why they have an entire crate for one lockpick, but whatever. Oh no, mutton. Booze. Utterly useless to me. Frankly, utterly useless at all. The more recent Elder Scrolls games have absolutely garbage booze. Like, even the special booze the Battlehorn lets you make, it just isn't really worth it. Pumpkins are £5 each. Pumpkins are not worth carrying. Onions, however, are very worth carrying. Flour is also worth carrying. There's bread cooking in the oven. a garlic cluster from which I
What is
harvest garlic. Ham! Ham's really good. I can both profess it in real life as tasting good, and I can profess it in game as being a very nice potion ingredient. Nothing of relevance there. This isn't even a training room. There's a chest. Ah, the training room! This is obviously a training room, so the secret passage has to be around here somewhere. It comes with some minor items, but none of these are really going to be of use to you by the time you actually manage to buy everything. Apples, I'll take. I like the touch of the knife. Save in case I get my ass kicked. I don't actually remember how hard these two will be to fight. Lord Kane gets talked up as big shit a lot, but I don't actually remember if he's big shit or just a good leader. Because being a good leader isn't too useful when you're about to get stabbed in the face. Not sure they needed 2 layers here, though. What is that absorbing? Tell me now. Fatigue. Dragon Sword of Lane Lin. Right. Oh god, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted, there's a lich. The Dragon Sword is quite the potent weapon. Okay. You damage Magicka and you hit with fire. That's really screwed up. Two restore fatigue potions. Turn off my caps lock. Resist all of my poison. Staff of Ruin. What does that do? Disintegrate weapon, not too useful. A lich key and a decrepit note. Let's read this note. Ignorant fool. I could have delivered Lane Lin to him, and more. Time is of no consequence to me any longer. While he is growing old, I will only be growing stronger to await the day when I will return to claim my rightful place among the powers of this world. The darkness is not so bad. I come to like it. My companion is not very talkative, but that is just as well. I see now my procedure is somewhat flawed. The flesh was not fully imbued with life as I intended, but his spirit remains strongly bound. He will provide me an excellent test subject, as long as I am careful to do no permanent damage. Sometimes I awaken, and do not know where I am or what I am doing. How to tell the passage of time here? Why should it matter to me? I believe the change is coming over me quickly now. My lord Manamarco would be pleased. Deep night darkness, sometimes sleep under moon invisible. How sweetly, so sweet, my darkness, silence. Progression from crazy insane to kind of passive and still kind of creepy insane. In fact, drop the kind of, it's just flat creepy. However, there's a Varla stone down here. Lord Kane's shield, I don't believe has anything special about it, but I'll give it a look. No, it has light 10 feet. Not too useful. The Dragon Sword is a unique weapon. Fire damage and absorb fatigue, and also pretty good attack stats. I don't want it, but it's pretty good. I'm gonna drop his shield for now, though. Yeah, you get lots of Varrow stones down here, which is one of the big benefits of Battlehorn Castle. Varrow stones are usually very hard to find. You can either sell them for an absolute ass load. We've already found 3, I'll note. That's 3,000 gold pieces of value. But there isn't really much else down here, I believe. As you can't interact with this despite it being shiny as all hell. There is this! Oh. It's open with the Lich's Key. Well, that was underwhelming. Once again, Gorguts is useful for quitting. Honestly, the shield enchantment is kind of useful if you're early on, but if you're early on, I don't think you're going to be able to take on the Lich. That was, in fact, a Lich. A very scary, very powerful Lich. Let's go lay these weapons to rest in the armory. It's not where I'm usually storing my gear, but feels fitting, you know? I tapped caps lock during that fight, and now Oblivion's being all screwy about running. Joy of joys.
How goes it?
Depressing. Very depressing. Let's go fetch that shield, shall we? Ah! Odd. Right.
Good evening, sir. Yes, sir. All right.
You can tell these people to follow you, and they will have weapons and levels that level with them. Their equipment, their armor, however, does not level with them, meaning except when early on, they are very, very fragile compared to you. Unless you're a mage build, I guess, but if you're a mage build, you generally would just want to be dropping gigantic area of effect nuclear weapons on people's heads. Not, you know, having allies that aren't expendable. Conjuration's pretty damn useful, though, I'll say that much. The ability to go, Minion! Distraction! Or, Minion! Trigger that trap for me! Or, Minion! Do the thing! Very good. Honestly, though, I'm kind of confused that chest is the only thing. So I'm going to do something that's kind of going to look dumb on the recording. I can see one chest there. Nothing there. Nothing there but a very buggy-looking thing. Slack. Whatever the term for the pointy rocks that come up from the ground is instead of ones that come down from the ceiling. Yes, I call them pointy rocks. Shut up. Alright. Yeah. All of the little DLC houses have their own way of getting you, well, minions. You can get a Dark Murderer, you can get a Battlehorn Castle Man-at-Arms, you can get an Atronach, you can get...
Good evening, sir.
Pirate, I think? Yeah, Pirate.
How goes it?
Depressing. I'm still at 453 pounds. What is weighing me down so much? It's not the Staff of Ruin. Oh, it's the food, right, because potions and stuff, and I generally acquire ingredients faster than I dump them. Right, okay. I'm probably going to go for another off-screen potion making session soon, just because they're bloody boring to watch. I find it personally interesting to do, but it's very hard to make interesting commentary out of mixing potions. If you guys want me to watch me make potions, I might make a separate video that's like 5 minutes of just me being completely silent and making potions. No. Sorry, excuse me. Cat tried to get at something he really shouldn't. Had to drop him on the ground. Give me a sec. What was I going to do? Horse armor's utter crap, by the way. Don't bother. I do need to get rid of that staff, though. There's nowhere to sell. There's no shops in this one. There is one for the... Apologies. There is one for the Pirate Cove thing. Oh god, sorry. Thankfully, Arlen Way will buy staves, so I can get some work done on Frostcrag's Spire as well. I only need to really keep about 1,000 gold on my person for the purposes of actually getting shit done. Uh, 15 hours looks good. It's always such fun to have a waiting screen, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? You just get to stare at nothing! Yay! Please don't tell me it bugged out again. Because this really shouldn't be happening. It's the fault of the fact that you can't reorder your DLC without just re-downloading the entire damn thing. Oh, by the way, this book, The Black Arts on Trial, it's a skill book. Mysticism
It's my pleasure.
specifically.
Always keep your magical equipment charged.
No.
Can I interest you in some of my wares?
Right, I forgot. You sell ridiculously expensive skills. Like, good grief. Look at some of these. 303? 551? 484? No.
I offer the finest goods and lowest prices in all Cyrodiil.
Oh, you don't even buy that. Yay, I was wrong. I love being wrong. Bedroom and library, shall we? I believe I'll get us some books. We still need mage tallow candles, however.
Bye.
Seems that today's episode is turned for what I planned it into, exploring Battlehorn Castle until me being too depressed to actually deal with Battlehorn itself. Let's pop in at discount spells and see if he has anything I want.
Edgar Vautrin, you don't want the very best. You want cheap. and I got cheap.
What do you say about the
You
city?
want to buy or sell, the city is great. You want free? Go down the holes, kill some monsters, sell your loot back in the city. I shopped at Three Brothers.
Seen
Have a
that
look
one
around.
before.
You won't find better prices in all
Bleh,
Tamriel.
bleh. Very bleh. Very bleh. Not bad. I'll buy it. What the hell? It's a decent buff. I'll buy that too. That's pretty good. Shocking Touch is pretty good, as is Snowball. For if I want to deal some extra from different elemental damage. Summon Scamp. I'll buy it on the ground so that I can actually use it as a distraction.
Thank you. Good day.
Ability to go, look, a distraction is really good. Now, does Rindir actually do things? Ah, that needs a key.
You're in Rindir's staffs, and I'm Rindir. I sell magical staffs. Imagine that.
He's sarcastic. I like him already.
My advice is, take your time. Walk around the market district. See what's on offer. Don't buy until you've seen it all. Take your time.
Not a bad idea, but I've been around the block
Can
enough
I
for
interest
Rindir
you
if not
in
here.
some of my wares?
This is his unique staff. It's only got 12 shots. However, yeah. Do I need to explain anything further than just looking at that damage? Good. Now you will want this... Actually, no, I should haggle with you first. There we go.
Come back.
He only has 600 gold to play with, though, but... Now, Frostcrack's library, I believe, has some books that we want to go to, simply because they will have us some stat ups. Let's get moving, shall we, ladies and gents? Ah! The console is acknowledging shift, and therefore the game was interpreting shift. And that's why the running was funky. I was thinking something like that might have happened. So if you ever run into an issue where you accidentally hit your caps lock, you don't want to be running all the time, no further than this video. Yay! Ah, the library, right over here. Let's equip a torch. What could go wrong with having a torch near a bunch of paper? Absolutely nothing, I assure you. Seriously, nothing bad will happen. It's kind of weird. Why do I need so many copies of the Mages Guild Charter? It's kind of dumb. Did I expect me to just be loaning it out? Lots of manuals of spellcraft, lots of darkest darknesses. This is so poorly sorted, I'm legitimately tempted to just try and sort this entire damnable set of bookshelves by myself. I swear there were things here, not just the Novice, Mortar, and Pestilence, like, but actual things that you want. Not just bloody decorations. Nothing on the top of the shelves that I'm seeing. What the hell? No, really, what the hell? Then again, there's more over here and over there, and behind the shelves, so yeah. Hey, it's not too bad. Ooh, soul gems. Gimme. Looks like they give you more than a full set of novice alchemical gear, so that's kind of okay if you're starting out. and somehow having trouble finding novice alchemical gear, like it's so hard to bloody find. See, so this entire set of novice alchemical gear just on that shelf. Well, I know there's a skill book in here somewhere. There's gotta be. Also, good God, there's literally an entire shelf on the fundamentals of alchemy. I can understand filling shelves with books. I have bookshelves in my own house, personally, that are just this jam-packed with books. Hell, they're probably worse than this at just being jam-packed with books. But I don't have entire shelves of the same book. Ugh. Good God, my torch went out naturally. I haven't seen that in ages. Is there really nothing? I don't want to believe it, but there seems to really be nothing. What the shit? Ah, the living area. I wanted this. I wanted this. The voices are kind of irrelevant. But that chest won't reset from what I recall. If it does, this is going to be very awkward because of what I'm about to do. You see, there's no reason for me right now to use any other location than here to make my many, many potions. So off these all go. I'm 450 pounds. Where will we end? How many pounds of miscellaneous potions ingredients was I carrying? Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to find out this episode when I drown this entire chest in a massive supply of my ridiculous stockpiling. Look at it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm already below 380. I have carried over 70 pounds of items, and I'm only in the L's of the alphabet. I have carried so much junk. I'm keeping the Nern Root on the grounds of it being a quest item. Look at all of this spare weight I now have to carry more junk. I might have less than 200 weight, less than 300 weight at the end of this, ladies and gentlemen. I have so much random crap. I will, in fact, have less than 300 weight at the end of this. Good grief. Look at all of this stuff. Look, I went from having 440 something to 288. I was carrying nearly actually, I was carrying over 100 pounds of potion ingredients. This is what happens when you're a hoarder, ladies and gentlemen. They replace the massive supply of magic items you needed in Morrowind with a massive supply of alchemical ingredients. You see why I wanted that upgrade. Also puts cool banners on the walls. I like them. They look properly woven. I know they look a little fuzzy, but that's partly because of Oblivion's graphics, and also I like that it looks a little fuzzy. That's proper. That's really how it should be working. Portal to the Jural Mountains. Right, forgot this was a thing. So now with that massive supply of items cleared out, seriously, look at. I'm just astonished. I'm actually astonished how much I was carrying. I'm actually astonished. I'm not even lying. Let's go to Cloud Ruler Temple, where the next mission will not have any weight worries whatsoever. Well, alright, it probably will, but good grief! Shut the door behind me. Oh, not equip my torch because I don't need it now. And I should drop this shovel and this yarn for an extra 5 pounds. I have slightly over half.
Thank Talos you've returned safely. Do you have the amulet?
No,
Please tell me you have some good news.
I do. I have his holy book.
Ah, good. You should take that to Martin right away. He'll be in the Great Hall reading. He's hardly taken time to sleep since you left.
Oh boy.
Hail!
Modern heretics! I thought that added locations to you.
Ah, you're back. I told Geoffrey not to worry.
Of course I'm not
I
worried.
see you've had bad news. You didn't recover the amulet, did you? By the Nine! Such a thing is dangerous even to handle!
I'm the Divine Crusader,
Forgive
mate.
me. You were right to bring it, but you'd better give it to me. I know some ways to protect myself from its evil power.
If this were Warhammer, I would be incredibly suspicious right now. I'd be going, you're a Chaos Cultist. You are a Chaos Cultist, and I'm going to shank you just for saying something like that. Is that sort of saying is suspicious as hell? But this isn't Warhammer. Martin's chill.
I don't know. Maybe. I suspect that the secret of how to open a portal to Cameron's paradise lies within these pages.
Does it involve 100 pounds
But
of
I will
alchemy
need time.
ingredients?
Tampering with dark secrets, even just reading them, can be very dangerous. I'll have to proceed carefully.
That makes sense.
In the meantime, you should speak to Geoffrey. He was concerned about reports of spies in Bruma.
Oh.
I put aside the dark arts when I became a priest, but the workings of fate may be seen in this too. The gods can turn anything to good, or so I piously told those who came to see me for advice. Perhaps I may yet come to believe it myself.
Yeah. Mysterium Xarxes, what can you tell me about this, Martin, you former heretic?
This evil book was written by Mehrunes Dagon himself, and given by him to Manka Cameron. I believe Manka Cameron used it to create his paradise. It should give us the means to open a gate there ourselves. I will continue studying it.
Okay.
It is now clear to me that the only way to stop the Oblivion invasion is to relight the Dragonfires. Emperor, Amulet, and Dragonfire. With these divine gifts, the Daedra of Oblivion have been kept at bay for thousands of years. While the Dragonfires burned, the divine barriers kept the Daedra from making more than fleeting visits to our world. But the Dragonfires can only be relit by an heir of the Septim blood, wielding the Amulet of Kings.
Divine right to rule.
This was the essence of Manka Cameron's plot. He was undone only by the merest chance.
Hello.
But his complete victory remains perilously close. We must recover the Amulet of Kings and relight the Dragonfires before it is too late to stem Dagon's invasion.
All right.
I hope to have at least part of the Mysterium Xarxes translated in a few days. Speak to Geoffrey about those spies in the meantime.
Lorem ipsum lorem ipsum lorem ipsum lorem ipsum lorem ipsum lorem ipsum lorem ipsum. Hey,
I
Joffrey.
hope Martin knows what he's doing with that evil book. I fear for what it could do to him if he's not careful.
Yeah, he's the Emperor. He has the divine right to rule.
I'm glad to have Boris here. He guards Martin night and day. His way of atoning for the death of Emperor Uriel, I suppose.
Must have been hard on him.
Ah, yes, I hope you can help. The gate guards have reported seeing strangers on the road for the past several nights. I cannot leave Cloud Ruler undefended while my men search the whole mountainside, but these spies must be eliminated.
I will find these spies then.
Thank you. Talk to Stefan. He can tell you where he has seen them.
Okay.
Captain Bird in Bruma may also be able to help. I've asked the Countess to have the guard keep an eye out for strangers.
Remember, kids,
Track
if you don't
down
know
the
who
spies
someone
and
is, they're
kill them.
suspicious and should be
Find out what
stabbed.
they know and what they're planning, if possible.
I like how killing them is a higher priority than,
I'm counting on you to
anything else.
eliminate those spies. We can't afford to let the Mythic Dawn operate out of Bruma with impunity.
Righty-ho! Interrogation time! It's interrogation time! Oh, wait, I'm in medieval times. It is torture time! It is torture time! Do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, it is torture time! Oh, it is torture time! It is torture time! It's time to torture filthy heretics!
What can I do for you, sir?
What do you say about rumors?
The Mythic Dawn will never take Cloud Ruler Temple, not while any blade still draws breath. Aye, she's a beauty, isn't she? It's hard not to admire the stonework. That's some real craftsmanship, that is.
What can you tell me about the
We
spies?
always see them near the runestone at dusk. They aren't too woodcrafty, but Grandmaster Joffrey has forbidden us to range too far from the walls.
Don't you have bows?
But it seems that you have been given the freedom to attack the enemy that we all crave. Good luck. We will keep the Emperor safe here. Don't worry.
Yeah, what happened last time you tried to keep an emperor safe, mate?
May your evil spirit guide us in these troubled times.
Okay, yeah, that was kind of a dick thing to say now I think about it for more than a second. Eh.
Sir,
Yes?
Alright, drop there. Drop there. Man, you gotta wonder what that looks like to onlookers. This guy just quietly clambering over a wall without any real care in the world, despite wearing a suit of full plate. Can you imagine how terrifying that would be? Ah! See such malefic power? Oh, you're adorable.
Chosen will survive. Chosen will survive.
Only the chosen will survive the sprout! Basement key, eh? I knocked you backwards, and you died instantly. Gerald. What runestone is this? Is this... Get up. Hestra, what do you do? I don't want a conjured weapon and armor thing, so it is pretty good if you're underleveled and not too confident about fighting the Mythic Dawn agents. I am very confident in my ability to fight the Mythic Dawn agents. I think it's, not really arrogance, but justified confidence. You know? I know a lot of people say that before, they do something stupid and get themselves killed, but... You saw what backwards attacks do, honestly, and I need to use them more, just because of how far they knock back and the fact that it's kind of a paralysis. The dark arts have no hold on me, citizens. Hello, Brumagard. This quest, as you may have noticed, is very easy to do. How much did that scamp summoning spell cost? 68. How much magic do I have? 60. Not bad.
Hail, Sir Knight.
Ah, wow, that's a lot of guard. I assume the guy without a helmet is the
I'm
important
Captain
one.
Bird, commander of the Bruma Guard.
Who the hell is Jorundr?
Arnora and Jorundr were once a happy... He was gonna skip town on Arnora, but got arrested before making good on his escape. Now she has no money left at all, poor thing. I make sure my guards treat the local Nords and their ways with respect.
Okay. Fine, whatever. Spies!
Except for Gerald coming back from a trip down south, things are pretty quiet. Not much
Gerald,
travel
eh?
right now with the Oblivion crisis. I've told my men to keep a sharp eye out, but I've had no reports of any strangers in town.
So we need to find Gerald.
What about you? Turned up anything suspicious?
Well,
God's blood. So she was the spy? Seems there's no one you can trust these days. Since you're working with Cloud Ruler Temple, I'm going to authorize you to search Gerald's house. I'll pass the word to my men. We won't interfere.
it's legal now, mates.
Farewell.
Depending on walking time and how long it takes me to clear out the basement of anything down there, I can't remember if there's anything down there. This quest never really stuck in my mind too hard.
Let's hear it.
Bets this is Gerald's house. Gerald's house. And start stockpiling massive supplies of alchemical ingredients again. Really? Less valuable than the picks I frickin' broke getting that. At least I'll have some more stuff. A watermelon and some leeks that don't really fit in the bowl. Trapdoor to Gerald's basement. Oh, carrots! They give you night eye! I always like that detail. It's a reference to the British myth about how carrots give you better eyesight when you eat them. It was actually meant to cover up that radar had been invented. Which is pretty interesting in my opinion. They do have some chemicals in them that improve your eyesight, but it's not, you know, significant. Oh, it had lettuce in it. I thought that was just nothing. I guess the lettuce is so boring it blended in. Mythic Dawn Commentaries 1! Mythic Dawn Commentaries 2! Gerald, the Master is pleased to hear of your activities outside of Coral. The more gates that we open, the nearer we are to the glorious cleansing. The Master has chosen you and Severi for a most crucial mission, a sign of your advancement through the ranks of the Chosen. We have heard that the Septim Hair has gone to ground at the Cloud Ruler Temple, the lair of the accursed blades. The Master has made its destruction the top priority of the Order, and Lord Dagon has committed whatever resources are required. Pending your report on the Septim's activities at Cloud Ruler Temple and your assessment of temple defenses and possible routes of escape, we plan to open a great gate in the open ground before Bruma as soon as possible. Remember, the first 3 lesser gates represent only the preliminary stages of great deployment. Do not in any way compromise your cover in defense of these gates. New ones can be quickly and easily reopened. And once the Great Gate is opened, the fall of Bruma is assured. Cloud Ruler Temple cannot stand long after that, and the Septim will be caught like a rat in a trap. We would welcome any further details you can offer concerning the Imperial agent who rescued Martin from Kvatch. But again, we caution you, do not risk a confrontation. This individual is not to be trifled with. Oh my, aren't they learning? The dawn is breaking, Ruma Cameron. Oh my! Isn't someone worried about me? Scared? Are you scared, Mythic Dawn? Are you frightened of me? Good. You should be. I fully and utterly intend to wipe you out. There will be tomorrow, no tomorrow for you. There will be no other day. I will wipe you out, root, branch, and ash.
Yes?
Nothing will contain. Nothing
What have
will
you
remain.
learned about the spies?
You will be destroyed completely and utterly.
Excellent work. I knew I could count on you. The gods did not idly choose you as their agent, whatever you may think.
The Divine Crusader armor
But
was a
it is
hint.
clear that Mankar Cameron will soon bring all his power to bear against Bruma. I will warn the Countess of the danger. You should speak to Martin. I believe he has made some progress with the Mysterium Xerxes.
Understood.
I will send word to the Countess at once of the danger.
We'll talk to him, and then we'll get told some things, and given a quest. And then we'll end the episode, because this quest is not just going to be quick and easy like Spies was. Now, he's included more things on his desk. The Warp in the West, and Glories and Laments amongst the Iliad ruins. He also includes an Apprentice Retort, a Daedroth Teeth, and some scales. Also Daedra Silk, which I'm actually going to take, because it's really useful. Does cause some useful things to happen, though.
I've deciphered part of the ritual needed to open a portal to Cameron's paradise. The Xerxes mentions 4 items needed for the ritual, but so far I have only deciphered one of them. The blood of a Daedra Lord. In fact, Daedric artifacts are known to be formed from the essence of a Daedric Lord, from whence they derive their great power. Not an easy thing to come by, obviously, but we will need a Daedric artifact. Bring it to me when you have acquired one.
This is the next objective.
The only way to obtain a Daedric artifact is through the cults devoted to each of the Daedric Lords. The book, Modern Heretics, is the best introduction to Daedric cults. The library here has a copy if you need it. Remember, the Mysterium Xerxes ritual will consume the physical form of the artifact in order to release its Daedric power.
Basically, you're sacrificing it. You don't get this item back. And some of them are quite powerful.
I've learned that the Mysterium Xerxes is both the gate and the key to Cameron's paradise. In some sense, the book is Cameron's paradise. Mankar Cameron bound himself to the Xerxes when he created his paradise, using dark rituals which I will not speak of further. A gate can be opened from the outside, however. It will be more difficult, as I will have to temporarily bind myself to the book.
What?
But I believe it can be done. I will continue working to decipher the arcane items needed for the binding ritual.
This sounds very suspicious and very dangerous, but hopefully this will work out well. We need
I think I'm close to deciphering more of the ritual.
a Daedric artifact. Yes, we know where Azura's shrine is. We also know where Meridia's shrine is. We don't really want to use the artifacts from either of them, as they're quite good. There are, however, some artifacts out there that are not so valued to me.
I hope to have made some progress.
Next time, we're going to get a crappy artifact, and we're going to jam it in his face. Actually, you know what? No, let's not do that. Next time, we are not going to jam some random crappy artifact in his face. We're going to get as many Daedric artifacts as I know of. Because he has a unique line if you offer him each of them. You don't have to assuredly give him them. He will just have a unique line for the offering. And there's a lot of Daedric artifacts. So, we're going to be going on a lot of different and very varied quests, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't that sound like fun? If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave them in the comments section below or in the threads on Space Battles and Sufficient Velocity that will be linked in the description. But for now, goodbye.